Tom, it's my understanding you just got back from Spain. Do they have computers there?
If they do, I didn't see any.
Oh.
Thus, it is fair to say that I've...
You found the Dune country.
Yeah. No, they do, I think. I just didn't go to any place that would have them. I visited the southern Spain, Andalusia, you might call it, for 2 weeks to visit my in-laws. My wife's parents live there, and so we visit them. And it's great because not only do I like them, and they have a cool house that has a pool that I get to stay in. Also, we just go to the fucking cities around Andalusia because it's easy to travel from city to city in Spain because they have infrastructure that allows you to do that. Isn't that
buses and trains and what have yous?
Yeah, isn't that wild? So, I went to Malaga, I went to Granada, I went to Cordoba. These beautiful cities. They are, I think, really jewels of culture, of human achievement, things that are our birthright as human beings to see these wonders of the world. Honestly,
as Spaniards.
Well, no, Joe, because I briefly made a joke about this on Twitter, but like the thing about Andalusia is that we think of Spain as this one united country, but it's really not. Andalusia is derived from Al-Andalus, which was the name of the region by the Islamic Moorish people who ruled it for 700 years, longer than the Spaniards have ruled it since. And much of the beauty of these great cities comes from the Moors, their forts, their architecture, their sensibilities, their aesthetics. All of these cities have beautiful public gardens that are just breathtaking, and all of them are done in the Moorish fashion, with fruit trees and water features and reflecting pools, the soft burbling of running water. It's really peaceful, and especially in the brutal Spanish sun, having a shady, cool spot with running water, you can really understand that these were a people who understood how to take a wild land and tame it into something that was both beautiful and coexisted with the nature that already existed there. Something a Spaniard could never comprehend.
This is why I always pick the Islamic Arabic nations in like Civilization or Age of Empires, because the buildings are cooler. They are. Their bonuses are cool. They have camels, which are the natural enemy of horses.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's nothing funnier than watching a bunch of knights get owned by like a guy on a camel.
Camel is, you see a camel, you immediately think Joe Camel. He's a cartoon cool dude.
He's the coolest person that's ever lived.
Yeah, they had to ban him because he made cigarettes too irresistible.
I don't know why I saw a Joe Camel ad recently. Like, I think it might have just came up on Twitter, and I legit, like a moron, was like, he's so cool. I was envious of him.
It's true. There are plenty of Spanish culture things that are, worthwhile. They have many beautiful cathedrals. I'll admit this. Gaudí, the Barcelonian architect, is a once in a generation type of talent. He makes buildings unmatched in their beauty and creativity. I'll admit this. However, you look at the Alhambra in Granada, this ancient Moorish fortress with palaces and gardens on the inside. To walk through this really does feel like you're being transported. The pettiness of the modern world and its computers just fall away. I couldn't even imagine what posting was when I was in the Alhambra. It was so amazing. And, I don't want to brag about how much fun I had traveling, but I really do think it was a transformative experience, which is why, Joe, I've decided to become an Islam guy. I'm all in now.
You're all in?
Yeah, I'm Islamic now. I didn't want to go this alone, because I'm coming to this late in life. I'm ignorant. I need a community to
guide
me.
You through this. Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't want some small community because maybe these guys are dopes.
They could know as little as you.
Exactly. You need a big group that that the institutional knowledge here is vast. And Joe, would you believe it? I felt so lucky. I was able to join a nation of Islam. Have you heard about this?
I'm already a member.
Oh, shit. You've heard about this guy, Yakub?
Yeah, he's our dad.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Anime Sickos. It's the podcast for geniuses and the only podcast where we take a look at the four pillars of modern misery, anime, gaming, posting, and jobs. I am Tom, an anime sicko.
I am Joe, an anime sicko. There was I don't know how many awful, violent incidents ago. There was some mass shooting and a guy had a photo of Yakub on his wall.
A photo? A
drawing. It's not like... Sorry. And we talked about it in the show because it was just like in the context of what we are surrounded by a carnival of death.
Yeah. Mass shootings happen, and our reaction is like, yeah, okay, it seems about. It's like right. Hearing in L.A. it rained today, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's nice. Except it's not nice, but yeah.
Yeah, and we recorded the episode where we talked about it, and afterwards I texted Tom, and I was like, I thought of the best joke we should have said, which was, it was so weird that guy had a picture of our dad on his wall.
It's a good joke, folks. And now we see the thing about Anime Sickos more than anything is that so many fucking genius jokes get thought up by our stupid fucking brains that just die on the vine
because they're completely unusable. There's no context in which it works that well.
And Anime Sickos lets us be like, hello, listeners. Would you like to hear a joke that we thought up? Well, too bad, because we can't hear you saying no desperately. So here we go. Speaking of viewers saying no desperately, telling us to stop doing this, we have 4 new patrons to thank for giving us fucking money. Number 1, our first patron, Thomas Couture. I imagine if your last name is Couture, it means that you're a fashion designer. So thank you, Thomas, for inventing shirts.
Thank you, Shirt Thomas.
Yeah, it's really cool. I wear shirts every day. Our next incredible patron giving us $5, one of the best things you can do. This is Tom Nook Incognito account.
Tom Nook gets less slimy as the Animal Crossing games go on, I feel. I think he cleans up his act a little bit.
Yeah, people like to make the meme about Animal Crossing, the cute debt slavery game, but in New Horizons, the only one I played, he's so fucking chill. He's like, yeah, I'll give you a loan. You can pay it back literally whenever. It does. Actually, if you're happy with your house as it is, never pay me back. I don't care. And it's just this is the person that people make the fucking memes about. He's so cool.
He saw the posts and they were hurtful, so he had to overcorrect.
Yo, he's growing and changing. You see, this is what we all talk about. We have to allow for people to grow and change. Everyone makes mistakes, and just because someone has done something bad in the past, if they grow and change and put in the work, you got to forgive them. Thank you, Tom Nook.
Thank you.
Next patron, our third patron. That's going to be Steve Turner. Can't think of a joke for that name. Just a normal guy's name. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve, for your money.
Yeah. And then this is a funny one. It looked normal. It looked like it wasn't a joke name, but then I got ready to say it out loud, and I got so excited about what I was going to actually be saying, because our fourth patron is Anne Bernick.
All right. That's pretty good.
Thank you for all of our new patrons, and if you want to patronize us, you can go to AnimeSickos/Patreon. No, what? Wrong. The total opposite. Patreon/AnimeSickos. Patreon.com/AnimeSickos. You know how it goes. Anyway, can I tell you more about my fucking Spain? Because we did a little cold open where I was sort of joking about it. How silly. Nation of Islam, Yakub. That's a joke. But can I be sincere with you for a little bit?
Sure.
Okay, so a lot's been said about Europe versus the U.S. The U.S. is a shitty country, to be clear, top to bottom, and Europe's not really better. I mean, like, these are not good countries that have their shit figured out in any sort of real way. All of them are right on the edge of going full fash. You know how it is.
I mean, I feel like that's sort of the precipice basically every country is right now, if not already there.
My wife's parents are huge into F1. We know about F1 because of them. And the fact that we like to bring up a lot is Lewis Hamilton, the only black F1 driver. One of the greatest of all time in terms of number of wins. In the racism section of his Wikipedia page, only one country gets called out by name. It's Spain.
Wow.
They call him all of the slurs. They use the hard R. So I'm not going to say that, like, Spain's got their shit figured out, but, like, it really is eye-opening to go to another country with another culture, see in stark relief the kinds of things that are just that are allowed to become normal in America, and see what it is like to live in a context where those things just don't exist. Like, what would it be like to leave all that behind? And I was going to talk about that and think about that and really experience it. But what happened instead is my fucking Steam Deck. Joe, you were not going to believe what happened with my Steam Deck.
You fuck up the email?
I missed the email, dude, because
Oh no. So when I was in the loony bin for loony reasons, like, one of my concerns, other than, like, my future, was like, I'm gonna miss my Steam Deck email, because they don't let you have a computer in there, and rightfully so.
Yeah, Joe, dude, I was thinking to myself, like, it just occurs to me that it's been 6 days since I've seen one of those giant pickup trucks that kills everybody. There just isn't any here.
And then you're like, I need my electronic. Oh my god, I have my toy. Oh man, I just remembered my toy.
I was like, there's so much outdoor seat. You can sit down at an outdoor seat anywhere you want. Just sit down, just on a whim, and someone will come over, and you can say a fucking "Café, por favor," and they bring you a little coffee, and it's so cheap too, and you can just leave, and, like, oh my god, you can walk around, and there's walkable cities with public amenities, and you know what? I don't even miss the computer. Then I go home and I fucking I check my email on my phone, and it's like, Steam alert. I guess you didn't want this, you cunt. And I'm like, what? Huh?
They show a video of someone smashing it.
Joe, it was so sad. Okay, so I saw this, and all of the relaxation drained away. I was having the worst time of my life, and I hate doing anything on my phone, because the phone. I don't understand the kids these days who prefer the phone to the fucking PC. On the phone, all the inputs are so clumsy because you're fucking pressing these tiny little pixely dots with your fat fucking fingers instead of using a keyboard and mouse. And similarly, everything takes so fucking long to load on a phone, and you can't say it's because I have an old phone. I just got a new phone like 3 months ago, and I still hate it. Anyway, so I'm trying to figure out, how can I get Steam to take pity on me on my fucking phone?
How can I be a worm?
How can I be a goddamn worm? And, oh my god, Joe, it was a miracle. I couldn't believe it, because
you wrote them a strongly worded worm letter.
Turns out that you can't. There, on the little indicate on the notification that says, "Hey, you missed your fucking window, idiot." It says, like, if you are a worm and did not intend to not buy the Steam Deck, you can open a ticket here at our Steam support. And I go, oh fuck, I gotta open a ticket. And so I do that. And I'm like, hello, I'm a little worm. I missed the email. Can you send me another one? And I wait a full day, the worst day of my life, I'm probably, I don't know what I did that day. Probably I was taken to one of the jewels of the world and saw a architectural wonder.
Yeah, but you
Made
couldn't
by,
think about it because you were worried about your big game gear.
Yeah, I was like, I was looking at like this this fresco with geometrical patterns and Arabic writing woven into it that took the combined intelligence of like 1,000 geniuses to create, and all I could think of was, I sure hope they send me another Steam email. And Joe, oh my god, they did. I was so thankful. There was another Steam email, and it said you can get your Steam Deck, and I'm like, oh my god, yes, yes, yes. And so I go, and it's like, do you want to complete the purchase? I'm like, more than anything. More than I want to eat food ever again in my life, I would like to finish my Steam Deck purchase. And it's like, all right, dope. So we have your fucking card on file, obviously. All you got to do is put in your shipping address. And I'm like, yes. And then the home stretch, I know my address. They can't fuck me up now. And so I'm typing it all in, and I put in my street, I put in my apartment number, I put in the city, I put in the state, I put in the zip code, and then I get to a drop-down menu for country, and I'm like, that's funny. Don't they know I'm in the United States? But whatever. I see that it is automatically on Spain, and I say, that's nice. They must know I'm in Spain because of my IP address. But let me just fix that. I click the drop-down menu, and I see that there is only one option.
Hell yeah.
They have determined by my IP address on my ticket that this motherfucker's in Spain, and he needs to be on the Spanish Steam Deck queue. There is fine print at the bottom that says, we cannot ship to any location outside of Spain. I go, oh God, and I'm doing mental math in my head. Like, okay, how long did it take them to reply to the initial ticket? Like a day and a half. Okay, so how long is this email active? Like 3 days. Okay, well, if I reply to my initial ticket, they're gonna have to like notice that the ticket that isn't closed but has been worked on has a new thing in it, which no one's gonna fucking do. Do I want to open a completely new ticket? You know, that you think that would make it happen faster, but then wouldn't they would have a difficult time like connecting this issue with that, which was what caused it. So what do I do? I'm going nuts. And so I fucking reply, and I say, sirs, I'm a little worm. I'm in Spain for vacation. I'm so sorry. I should never have gone on vacation, but actually I want to be in the United States, which is where I initially made my reservation, was in the United States. And, well, Joe, would you believe that the next, like, 2.5 days of my life were constantly going on that Steam page and refreshing and seeing if there was ever another option other than Spain? And, well, I have good news. On the last day that email was active, it switched to the United States, and I was able to get my Steam Deck.
Hell yeah. Excuse me, I would like my treat. I was very patient about my treat. I fucked up the execution, though.
One fun thing about the Steam Deck is that, you know, part of our sort of brand is that we're Ann Burnick guys. See, in fact, that one of our patrons this week was named Ann Burnick. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Second I get my Steam Deck, that Ann Burnick's going in the trash, never to be used again. What's the point of it?
I don't think that's true, because things with a 4.3 resolution, I would absolutely play on the Ann Burnick. But, like...
You don't think that there's programs on the Steam Deck that can show the that like fix the resolution per program? There certainly is.
Well, I'm sure there are, but like I like holding the Ambernick for like those older titles much better than that big clunking. Okay. The Steam Deck seems very silly if you're only going to be using the D-pad and A and B, because it's a lot of a controller.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
But you can get your PS2 emulation and whatnot on there, your GameCube emulation.
Oh, that's gonna be the good stuff.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is a devastating piece of information, or it should be to you, but it probably won't be. Emulating Toadstool Tour, the GameCube Mario Golf game, is just like not possible. It looks like shit. Like,
What?
NASA's greatest minds have been working on it, and they just can't. It's just no good.
This is like how the Sega Saturn is like unemulatable because like when they were making it, they did it wrong. Like they built the CPUs wrong for a joke.
Yeah, I don't know, but there was just like a bunch of weird layering issues and graphical issues, like the ground not being there and your trajectory arc just freaking the fuck out.
You know what I'm You know how I'm feeling right now? You know in the Matrix when Joe Pantoliano is unplugging everybody and the one person with the white hair is kneeling over the dead guy and they turn up and they go, "Not like this. Not like this." That's what I'm feeling right now. Fuck that. I will say though that I played my Anbernic so much that the D-pad and buttons are so fucking smushy that I think I need to like crack it open and replace them entirely. It's unusable.
Like you have just worn them down into little nubs.
I told you about how when I was playing a lot of Blazing Star, which is a shmup where you have to be tapping the button very fast, and actually when you tap the shoot button fast enough, it makes your shot just stronger in general. I was playing a lot of that game, and I noticed at one point that my thumb had a dark black stain on it, and that the B button was fucking slanted now. It does not have a flat top like the other buttons. It has a slanted top, and you cannot tell that there is a B printed on it. So that's... I'm not saying that the Anbernic components are bad. I'm saying that I have done sickening things to them.
Well, the good news, the new one is $60 or whatever, so you can just really run the tires off it.
Nice. Joe, I will say another thing about we did another fucking fake out joke thing about my Spain trip. This one I'm gonna be real again, but I'm not setting up a joke. This is real. I am being sincere for a second. I didn't get COVID the whole time. I've never had it, and I went on a 2-week transatlantic trip. Flights, folks. 12 hours of flights both ways. I ate indoors. Mask off. I did it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get COVID on the trip. It's unavoidable. So why? I'm gonna do it. Maybe I'm immoral. Maybe, but I'll try. I didn't fucking get it, dude. I didn't. And you know what this means? I think one thing that we can conclude, because a lot of times in life things will happen and you don't know what lesson to take from them. But I think we know what the lesson is here. It's clear to me. I can't get COVID because the virus understands that I am moral. So it spares me.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you have sort of an ethical armor that covers your body and the protein spikes can't get through.
Yeah. People they think that there's something about COVID. The thing that makes it unusual as a virus is that it's very virulent or that it is unusual ways of infecting. No. The thing about the COVID virus that makes it unique is that it knows about morality and can tell people's moral character correctly at a glance.
Yeah. And it knows who is worthy and unworthy. But also smoking does stop it.
Yeah. I mean, as we were discussing, smoking is the coolest thing in the world. Joe Camel actually was a hero trying to save all of our lives. And if we could
return briefly to the cigarette talk, when I was in the hospital with one of the little groups we did was talking about the medical detriment of loneliness. They were just people who are lonely have risk factors that look just like someone who smokes. It is as dangerous to your health for early death as this. And then the woman leading the group was and then can you imagine if you smoked and you were alone? That would be so bad. And then I was just I try, I didn't do this, but I was screaming inside of me, which was just well, someone who smokes is cool and won't be alone. They will be surrounded by fans. So I think their loneliness score would be just fine.
It's true, dude. Yeah. So anyway, I think the point is that we're COVID truthers now. We think that the vaccine is real. You should get it if you're immoral, because it will help you out. Yeah. It is an inherently moral thing to do. So the virus is gonna see that and punish you less. However, the real way to avoid COVID is to simply live a a moral life like we do.
Yeah, you have to be one of God's chosen boys.
Yes, this is true. It's something anyone can achieve. You just have to know about the correct way to behave, which we do all the time. Part of it is never being horny.
Yeah,
so
that's a big part
horny,
of it.
That's a ding on you right there.
And you need to know how to behave, yes.
Mm-hmm,
but you also need to know how to behave exactly at all times.
Yes. A lot of people will slip
they get
up
caught
when they're
slipping.
tired.
And that's often when horny happens, unfortunately.
No, you gotta live an extremely regimented life, and then when COVID comes around, you're gonna get exposed to the virus, folks. It's microscopic. It's everywhere. You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna go inside your body, and its spike proteins are gonna do like clapping like little fucking lobster claws, being like, "I can't wait to punish an evildoer," and then it's gonna see that this person has a golden soul, and it will be like, "Damn, respect where it's due," and it's gonna come right out of you, unharmed.
Did you sign up for the COVID firmware update yet? Just the booster, the updated booster.
Oh, the fourth one?
I don't know. Is that how many we're supposed to have?
I thought it was only for people who were over 50.
Oh.
I don't know. When it's available, I'm going to get it because it's moral to do so. I don't think anything's in it. This is my trutherism. The vaccine's a placebo, but if you don't get it, you're immoral, and thus you're more likely to get COVID, because that's how COVID infects you, by judging you like Anubis.
Well, a placebo effect often allows you to manifest things that you would not otherwise be able to do.
Yeah, except this isn't a placebo effect. COVID really sees that you're moral or not. It really does weigh your heart on Anubis's scale. This is so fucking dumb.
Tom, when you were in Spain, I sent you an old post, a green text post that I very much love. And I was like, I wonder if Tom knows about this. And I just, on a whim, sent it to you. Tom, what did you think?
Well, you were right that I had not seen or read this before. Forget exactly how it came, but yeah, it became clear that I was not familiar with it, and I read it. And Joe, I texted back to you a single word, which was gasping. Now, kids these days, not only do they not listen to big band music anymore, and why not? But also, they will often say LOL. They aren't Ellen. They aren't LNOL. They're silent. It's a lie. Joe, when I said that I was gasping, that was literally true. I was laughing so hard, I was struggling to breathe.
I'm actually like a little worried because I'm going to read this. And I don't know if I can like get through it because it's just very funny.
If you need to tag out at any point, I can
Okay.
try.
Okay, you nerds don't know the meaning of embarrassment. Let me enlighten you.
And there is an image of a blue mascot looks like a bug on a little blue moped.
That is Hugo the Hornet. Okay. Be in third grade at a school assembly. Have to shit real bad. Feeling ill and feverish. We all get seated on the gym floor. Holy fuck, Hugo the Hornet is here. The Charlotte Hornets NBA team mascot back when they were the Charlotte Hornets. Still have to shit so bad that I'm having the cold sweats. Wearing gym shorts. No underwear. I had a phase in elementary school where I just didn't wear any. Felt good, man. Hugo the Hornet.
Pause. That is, we've said before that having a little parenthetical at the end of a sentence is so fucking funny. To just add a little curveball to a sentence in the parentheses, indicating like this isn't that important, but like, oh my god, this is what important. Yeah, I had a phase where I didn't wear underwear. Don't worry.
Yeah, like it's like fine. Whatever.
Anyway,
Hugo the Hornet starts picking up kids and flipping them over his hands and setting them back down.
I already knew. Starting to You can do it. You can do it.
Starting to feel dizzy from holding in my shit. See him walking my way. He's coming right for me. He picks me up and begins to flip me over. He's squeezing my gut. He's squeezing my gut. As I'm upside down, diarrhea begins to fly. Fuck, man. Hold on, I can do this. I'm going to start over. As I'm upside down, diarrhea. As I'm upside down, diarrhea begins to fly out of my ass and out of the leg of my shorts, arcing through the air gracefully. Starts screaming, gets all over Hugo, and spray all over the kids sitting in the front of me. Hear it plop on the gym floor as well. Jesus Christ. It also gets all over my face and in my mouth because I was screaming. Hugo then drops me on my fucking head into a pile of my own shit. Hear him loudly say, "What the fuck?" Hugo takes off his head and reveals himself as a black man. He pukes on the floor. The music is stopped. The room is dead silent. Assume the fetal position. Covered in my own shit and can't stop fucking and shitting as I lay there. Start crying. Pass out. Wake up with someone carrying me out of the gym, holding me at a distance. The tiny breathable holes in my gym shorts work like a shit counter. Leaking shit water everywhere, leaving the hard bits in my shorts. Pass out again. From then on, I was the kid who shit on Hugo the Hornet. It's really hard to read.
Oh my god. Folks. You heard me. That was the second time. It wasn't new.
And someone might be like, "Oh, yes, it's very funny, but I bet it's fake." Here's something that is very important to consider. Who fucking cares?
Who fucking cares?
Like, this is such a visceral image, and like, this is not like a biography being sold as like a legit. This is just like a bunch of words to make you laugh.
Like if Joe was like, "Have you ever read this comedy sketch? I'm sending it your way. It's made up." I'd also have been gasping. And I also would be wondering why kids these days don't listen to big band. Don't they understand that these musicians are the top of the game? But like, it's so evocative. The images are so vivid. And
it's also a nightmare situation because like,
subject matter
like
is so funny.
I can think of nothing scarier than like you being a kid and like not feeling well, and then like this huge bug just picks you up, and it's just like, please no, I'm in front of everyone,
and he squeezes you like a tube of toothpaste.
Yeah,
you're not wearing any. You're wearing a pasta strainer and with no underpants. Why? He better have stopped. That's better been the end of the phase. But like, again, you might be wondering, like, well, Tom, didn't you just a couple episodes whine about Keaton Patty, where the whole point of why you don't like his jokes is that they're fake?
Well, it's true. You were whining.
I was whining. Well, here's the thing, folks. his fake jokes, he's trying to trick you. And him tricking you is like the only way that the joke works. You only can think that his jokes are funny if you think that it was, an AI making the silly phrases. If you think it's a man writing silly phrases, you end up thinking to yourself, well, why don't you write a joke the normal way? That's funnier than this. This is the joke the normal way. Like, this is just like someone fucking hitting a dinger.
Here are the details. Here are the relevant details to what happened.
It's like that comment that the hater made to the fake Kate Bush interview, which was either provide a source or make up more. This guy made up more.
He made up more.
And Joe, there's this whole idea of like when it's okay for a joke to be fake, or when it doesn't matter if an internet story is fake or not because it's so good either way. This is very timely. Because something else happened. A post is going around. You probably remember this because it happened like a week ago, based on when you're probably hearing this. You usually don't talk about posts that are this recent, but we couldn't let this one lie because it's fucking funny. Well, I'm just gonna read it. It's a Reddit post. If you've heard of this, you will recognize it. But I'm gonna do the whole thing because again, we're making a point here, and the point is, if this shit's fake, it doesn't matter. Because listen how funny it is. Today I fucked up. My girlfriend, 20 female, of 2 years, told me that the music that I, 25 male, play during sex is weird and a major turnoff. A little backstory. When I first started having sex, I researched into ways to be better, as I was a little stiff. and had pretty much no idea what I was doing. Again, right away. Without even getting to the punchline. If this is fake, incredible. Comedy chops out the ass. Saying I researched ways to fuck better because I was a little stiff. It's like, oh, we're working with a master here.
At the library next to my checked out pile of books about fucking faster and better.
I read online that you can play music and match the rhythm in order to put on a better performance. Joe, whoever wrote this on whatever site this was on,
thank you.
just a master. Well, you're just planting a seed of something really fucking dumb happening later. Anyway. Also, Joe, am I crazy that like one of the functions of music for time immemorial is to get people horny for fucking? Is that not Barry White's career?
Yeah, people like music because it gives you the horny feeling.
Yeah, this guy had to read that on the internet. Another hilarious detail that, if this is fake, don't care. Great detail. You're putting in the details. You're putting in the work. I searched love-making songs and started slowly creating a playlist in which I was comfortable matching the rhythm. There are a few songs to my playlist. However, there is one song in particular, which actually happens to be my favorite, that my girlfriend hates and says turns her off in a major way.
I would describe this part of the story as the scientist gets to work.
This is Act 2. We've already learned about what the Matrix is. Neo has learned Kung Fu, but like now we have the adventure. I don't understand why it has taken her 2 years to tell me that she hates this song. It's a good lovemaking song with good rhythm. I feel the way I fucked up is I could have possibly asked her previously if she likes the playlist or any songs she'd like to add or change, but to leave it for 2 years thinking her sex life is great, but in her eyes has just been ruined by my music, has left the whole situation feeling awkward, and I'm a bit annoyed. I pretty much played this tune every single time. Jesus Christ. Again, if this is fake, it's so funny because every new paragraph just adds another layer of expectation on the eventual punchline. It's like 2 years. Every time. My favorite. And it's just like, what could it be? I play this tune every single time, so the amount of time she must have been not enjoying it when I thought the complete opposite is annoying, but also embarrassing in ways. Also, again, you're thinking to yourself, remember, he's thrusting to the beat. Not to mention my previous partners. However, they never complained about the song, so maybe it's just her. He's been doing it for multiple women.
He, like, basically asked to have this fuck music.
Like, he seems like he's been fucking his entire life to this music. Like, to this song in particular, because it seems like his first time, he was like,
he did a Pavlov dog on himself.
He did. He's fucked up the relationship, to be honest, because sex feels awkward now. Oh my God. This almost makes me think it's more fake than not, but makes me happier, if this makes sense. Like, you'd want this on first blush, you'd want this story to be real, obviously, because, like, it's a real funny story. But hearing this line, I kind of want it to be fake because the craft is so fucking pristine. Just, I want it to be fake because it means that there's someone out there who is writing this kind of comedy at this level, just anonymous. The other day, we were having sex with no music, but I was still thrusting to the tune, playing in my head. She recognized this and asked me to stop.
No. Yeah. Like, it's a little too good, right?
Yeah.
It's a little too good.
It's a little too good, but the thing is, either give us the source or make up more. He made up more. Like, the Keaton Patty version of this wouldn't include the song. He would stop there because that's too much work.
Give us the song.
I thought the song was perfect, and I always thrust along with the tune, and I feel it gives me the perfect rhythm for doing the deed. I usually bust to this song, and I find it devastating that she hates the song. Joe, I'm going to play the song. I'm going to play the fucking song.
Maybe kids do like big band.
Fuck you. At this point, I'm like, there's no rhythm.
Yeah.
What's he fucking to? Oh, he's fucking to this drum beat. Dun, dun, dun. That's it, right? At this point, I'm like, this part's gonna be over and the song's gonna start, right?
Honey, we're fucking to the Earthbound battle music with an unsettling opponent. Do you not, like, this, I see the mole bosses.
They're all labeled 3.
Yeah. Wait, how long is it?
Dude, it's 3 minutes. This is the jingling keys portion. I'm gonna cut it off here.
It's too funny.
It never stops, folks. It goes on, but it never stops being.
And here's the thing, if this story is fake, then that means what probably happened, and I respect it, is that this person found this just deranged song and was like, I need to build the infrastructure to make everyone listen to this. And the story is that infrastructure.
Joe, you know what? I think the reason I want this to be fake is because this is what I think I want Anime Sickos to be. Not to be fucking to this song, but what this guy has clearly had an incredible moment where he's listening to music. Maybe, he likes this artist and this song came up. Maybe it was on, I don't know, an auto-generated playlist. Maybe someone else was playing it, but he listened to this song and he was like, oh my God. What if someone be fucking to this? Like, what if someone goes slap, 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 slap?
It's just so... Yeah, it's great.
Like,
good for them.
Like, that's fucking funny. Now, Joe, prior to Anime Sickos, we would have these ideas. Not as funny as this, because this is one of the funniest ideas that has ever been had. And we would be like, no idea what to do with this. I guess I'll tell Tom, or I guess I'll tell Joe. And then we would go, that's funny. And it would just
make us
stop.
Happy for a second.
Yeah, it would just stop there. This person took they had stupid ambition. They took the time to build a giant water slide where at the top it's like, hey everybody, you'll love this ride. And you get on the water slide and you're going down and you say, no idea what I'm going to see at the bottom of this. And then you get to the end and it's like, oh my God. Beep, 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 and you just lose it.
It's so good. It's very good. I don't know what genre. Like, honestly, if I wanted to give this a genre, I don't know what it is. Like, electronic, maybe? Like, what does Last FM call this, other than fucking music?
This is love-making music. This is, I mean, Earthbound music, dude. Earthbound music was lauded for being unique and genre-defying. Well, this is it. This is what... You fight a little wiggly living lamp to this music.
Yeah.
This is the music that you cast PK Rockin' to. You could call sex PK Rockin'.
You could. You could also, at the start of the game, just make the spell PK sex. Because when it asks you for your favorite thing, the first time I played Earthbound, when it asked me my favorite thing, which then becomes your PK rocking spell, I just put pizza. So, like, it was PK pizza was my super move. There's even fucking funnier is that, like, your mom asks you for your favorite food, so whenever you go home, she makes you that dinner and it heals you, which was also pizza.
It's good shit. Yeah. Oh my God. I love this shit. Cog Talk. Cog Talk.
Okay, we haven't done a Cog Talk in a while. Certainly with just us.
Yeah, it's usually guests.
So, let's do a Cog Talk, and this is a dire situation in my case, because it started before you left for Spain, but I think your time in Spain those 2 weeks also sort of intensified the problem considerably. Which has been... I got, like, good at my job, and I hate it. Like, I hate that people complimenting me on a good job makes me, like, a happy little worm. It's awful. Like, I wish I had such a stronger urge to time theft. It's, like, it's like becoming a good boy, and I hate it. I feel like some undevil pulling on me.
Jesus Christ. Okay, Joe. So, okay, first of all, my first thought is we got to lower your lithium dosage. You got to get depressed more.
Yeah, for sure.
Got to get way worse.
Yeah.
Have you been watching any terrible anime? I think we might need to go nuclear and show you an isekai where, like, some incel guy gets a sex slave and the show treats it as cute. Something just really depraved.
No, I've not been watching any anime. I haven't really been watching anything, period.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
yeah,
God.
It's just been like, I don't know, I guess I'll think about work.
This is untenable, Joe. This is devastating news.
I've been gaming, but the issue is that the gaming I do is the 20 minutes till dawn type shit.
Oh, no, easily compartmentalized into your breaks.
Absolutely. Like, it's basically a part of my workflow. Like, so it's... to call it gaming at this point is a lie.
Surely you're posting, though.
Not really. Like, I'll do the cats sometimes. But, like, the really dumb shit hasn't been bubbling up to the top of my head as much lately, which scares me.
Joe, this is, I mean, I kind of wish you had told me you had a cancer diagnosis or something. This is devastating.
Yeah, it would have been more straightforward. There's a lot of variables at work here. And the day goes by incredibly quickly because I am full remote, virtual. So I have said this before, but I have a laptop job. I'm a rat in my gilded cage. And it's just, like, so easy for the entire day to get sucked away. Just because, like, the productivity machine is, like, in your house, you know?
And you're good at it, so you get into a flow state. So it goes by even faster because you're doing it correctly with focus and drive.
Yeah.
Jesus
The other
Christ.
the other issue is that there's some work I'm doing now that like no one wanted to do because it was like really weird, tedious, and repetitive and detail oriented, and like my brain was like, oh, this is a deck builder. This is fine.
Then someone just like, damn, all this work that needs to be done. We need to get the hero from Dragon Quest VII fully mastered the Druid class. Oh my god, I can't believe to master the Druid class, you have to master 7 classes before. Who has the time to do all those random battles?
And that's exactly it. Is like, not only am I doing it, everyone is like, hell yeah, no one wants to do that.
Oh my god. Oh, Joe, this is really disturbing news. Well, what's the plan? What's the prognosis? You're just going to continue doing a good job at work, forging positive relationships with coworkers.
I was thinking like a hunger strike.
Okay, yeah, that's
yeah.
what I was hoping.
I don't know for what, but the important thing is I punish myself.
Yeah, I mean, I seriously think. I mean, cut your lithium dose in half. Maybe another.
Take it at weird times.
Psych ward. Yeah. Start smoking like way more. Like vape as soon as you wake up.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Coffee. I'm thinking 10. Thinking 10 coffees a day.
10. And I should I don't normally make Cafe Bustelo in the coffee maker. I use that for the little mocha pot, but I'm going to use just a shit ton of Cafe Bustelo in the drip pot and make just liquid death.
And,
actually, no, liquid death is water, isn't it? That's stupid.
That's so dumb. I thought it was very stupid, and then I saw people being like, well, actually what it's for is so that you can be drinking a can of water in the bar and no one gives you shit. And like the flashy logo is so it looks like beer. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But that doesn't explain why it's at Target. Anyway, what you got to do is you got to make your Bustelo and then sprinkle some grounds on the top like it's cinnamon so that you're really just shooting pure poison into your veins.
Just instant bowel movement. If I did that.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Well, Joe, as long as we're doing COG updates, I should tell you what's happening with me. As I've said previously, there's not a lot of news, which is why there haven't been many COG talks. But I will say, this isn't new, but it was sort of a funny way to sum up a dynamic that's been going on at my work for a while, which is that I don't have fucking anything to do. I have very few fucking things that I have to do. They keep saying that when new clients are acquired, that I will take care of them. It hasn't happened yet. I don't doubt that there will be some at some point, but not yet. But the point is, everybody knows, I am not hiding it, that I have very little to do. And most of my hours are just fucking around. They know this. My manager knows this. The director of the department knows it. They keep paying me. Anywho, they know it in an abstract sense. They sort of are aware of it, but that doesn't mean they're thinking about it every day.
It's in your best interest that they do not think about it every day.
Correct. Now, I'm coming up on a 2-week vacation to Europe in which I will be completely uncontactable. My phone does not have Slack installed on it. My work email is not connected to my phone in any way. I am not bringing my laptop to Spain. I am uncontactable in any way other than my manager texting me because he has my number. But I have informed him that when I'm off work and he texts me, I fucking ignore it. So,
you're the ideal employee. You're like, don't talk to me. I'm lazy. Everyone knows it.
Yes. So when I'm uncontactable, it's critical that all of the work that I have to do during those 2 weeks is fully covered by other people who understand the work completely. Now, there was once a time where this was a difficult process that took like at least a week of training. I would have to update documentation, take people through the steps, and then I would write a big email to everyone I work with saying, hey, I'm going to be gone from this day to this day. Here are all of my tasks and who is going to be covering them in my absence. And it'd be like, this kind is being done by this guy, this one by this guy, this one by this guy, and it would be like long. The amount of time it took me to handle the coverage for my 2 weeks of absence was about 10 minutes. I said, oh, okay, this one report, yeah, you know how to do it, right? Yeah, you do the Canada version, right? Yeah, you do. Okay, so the U.S. version is the same. Do that. It's once a week, so you'll be fine. It's not that much work. And the other big report I have, I'll just do it when I get back. And that was my coverage. And just like I had to send out an email to everyone I work with being like, hello, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. Here's coverage.
The only things that I would have done. Here are the only interactions I have. At an earlier point in my career, certainly in my 20s, I would try to dress up all of this. Like I would try to make myself seem like I had more going on than I did if I was in your situation. But the fact that you didn't do that and didn't have the impulse to means you are on the right, like, morality level.
Yep. Like, every once in a while, my job will be like, we're doing the side project initiative. If anyone has any side projects they think they would want to do that might make things more efficient or easier as we do our work, pitch them. And if they're approved, we'll approve it as a side project that you can do. This might be helpful for promotions and raises in the future. And I'm always
Wouldn't
just
painting
like,
this fence be fun for you?
Nah, dude. The future? No, now. Now. It's not more money now. I'm not doing one. Every single time, they're like, Tom, do you think you're going to submit a side project proposal? And I'm like, I sure won't.
I sure won't. And furthermore, I don't understand delayed gratification.
I don't. Why would I have that? Fuck. I mean, the real delayed gratification is that I wrote the fucking big script for our next Sicko project, and one day it'll be done. The script is done. One day the project will be done.
And then folks, you know what's going to happen? The emptiness comes back.
Yeah, baby. Oh, speaking of emptiness. This is not Cog Talk. But in Spain, we were taking a long drive to Cordoba. My in-laws were driving me and my wife. We were all going to go there. And it was lovely, I gotta say. Cordoba, gorgeous city. The ornament of the world, as it's called, and rightly so. Anywho, it's about a 2-hour drive, and my wife is like, oh, I'm going to download a podcast for us to listen to. It's going to be Tom's podcast. This one's a really good episode that you guys, even you guys, parents, are going to
How are you still talking? If this happens, you open the car door and you tumble out and, like, die. Like, that's what happens.
Because, Joe, my wife is not telling a lie here. This was a classic episode that even they would enjoy. And also, when you hear the title of it, you will understand that we are not in the firing line, because this is an episode where we barely speak. It was Tom McHenry goes guesto mode.
Yeah, his HBO special.
Exactly. Well, we played it. And Joe, my in-laws were just over the moon about Tom McHenry. They were like, that Tom McHenry guy, he's so clever. What a wit. So funny. Can you believe the kind of stories he has? And you know, a natural storyteller, like the timing that he would have with the punchlines. Oh my God. It really was something else. I couldn't get enough of him. I could have listened for another hour. These are all, if not verbatim, because I don't remember them, none of the things that I said were out of what they were raving about Tom McHenry. And
and none of them were about us, right?
Yes. I sent a message, a DM to Tom McHenry saying, we played your episode to my in-laws, and they can't stop raving about how smart and funny that Tom McHenry fellow is. Tom McHenry sends back a DM that is, Tom H., me, works hours and hours, hosting, editing, producing, booking a show over years. Tom McHenry, shows up and gripes about a job he had one time for an hour and a half. In-laws. This Tom McHenry is incredible. A real Renaissance man. I show this to my in-laws, and I then DM Tom McHenry back this true fact, which is they loved this joke. Just like, on one hand, it felt good that like even people who are squarely not our target audience got a huge kick out of a thing we did. But to know that they were fully aware that they were giving zero praise to the person physically there, and they're like, yeah, it is pretty funny that we're doing this, but what can I say?
I mean, we were responsible for putting him there.
Yes. So in a way, we're the biggest geniuses of all time.
Yeah.
We're the anime Sickos, and we're here to say anime is bad in a war crimes way.
Folks, one last little anecdote before we end this episode. And I got to say, it feels like we got our legs back easily, immediately, on the first try.
I agree, although the stuff I talked about in Cog Talk was true. So, like, I need to figure out how to fix my video game intake because it's really fucked now.
Yeah, okay. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to come over this weekend after I have proven that I don't have COVID. Although I don't, because I'm moral, but I'm going to wait 5 days to take a test. You're going to come over this weekend. I'm going to make you watch some stupid shit. And then you're going to be fixed. So,
cool.
While I was away, folks, my landlord, let's call him Ricky. It's not Ricky, but let's call him Ricky. He lives on the first floor. I'm on the second floor. He's a pretty nice guy. He is doing some construction on the backyard that is tearing the shit up. There used to be stairs going out of the back, so you could go to the back. They're gone now. They're torn up. The entire thing is a big fucking mess. And there were these parking spaces out back. One of them was mine. These parking spaces are full of fucking rubble. Technically, mine is still like available, because he was like, the tenant can have theirs. But it's so full of rubble, and it's so often choked up with contractors doing like work and having their trucks there, that like it's just stupid to keep my car there. So what I do is I put it on the street in front, which has free parking, and it generally has a lot of spaces. So yeah, why not? The only issue is that I notice that occasionally there is street sweeping, and you have to move your car. So 2 weeks. We're going to be out of town, but the car is in a place where it might need to be moved. So I told Ricky, my landlord, hey, just so you know, if you see that there is a street cleaning, please move my car. It is right here. My keys are held by Kevin Johnson. He went Guesto mode. He did Evan's job with me. I'm telling you this to the listener. I didn't tell this to Ricky, my landlord. I said, but Kevin Johnson, he's got my keys. This is his number. When the time comes, give him a text. Say, hey, let me have the keys. And he'll give them to you. Move my car. Give the keys back. Is that acceptable? Ricky says, totally, will do. I tell Kevin, hey, Ricky might text you and ask for the keys because he's got to move the car. Now, Kevin doesn't drive, so he couldn't do it himself. Just so you know, you give him the keys. He's going to move the car. Give him right back. Easy as that. Kevin says easy as that. Totally. So, I go totally secure that my car is going to be fine. And it was! No, that would be a bad story. What happened was...
The Street Fighter 2 thing happened.
Street Fighter 2 thing happened. Blanca showed up. A green man electrified my car, and now it won't run.
Yeah, his score was so high, though.
Yeah, dude. So, I get about a week into the trip. Ricky texts me saying, hey, it's a street cleaning day. I'll move your car for you, don't worry. I say, oh, dope. Yeah, no, Kevin's got the keys. He lives right there, across the block. Here's his number. A couple hours go by. I think to myself, things are fine.
That loop has been closed for sure.
Kevin texts me, are you guys only able to get into your car with the key fob? That seems weird. I say, the key fob has a real key in it for emergencies. Also, this is how every car is now. It's the opposite of weird. Kevin then responds, oh, you have to remove part of the handle to use it on a door. Now, if you haven't texted Kevin Johnson in the past, this kind of thing is just the norm. Well, he will just say things that suggest entire stories that he just won't tell you straight out. He'll just suggest. I'm like, why the fuck do you know about having to remove part of the handle to use it on the door? I say, why is this coming up? Is there some crisis occurring? Kevin says, crisis is a strong word. Although I think although I think the battery died in the fob. I say, lol, great. He says, it's actually pretty easy to change. I tried to reseat it to see if that was the issue. It's just a normal coin-style battery. The way that he said that with such reassurance and confidence, to me, read as, I got it. We got it. I've figured it out. I've looked up the solution. So I just let it be. I told him, like, oh, here's when we're going to be back, by the way. Just so you know, because he's looking after our cat while we're gone. He needs to know when we're back. He says, all right. A day goes by. No news on the car. I feel really secure. I feel like, okay, no news is good news. It's totally fine. And then I get a little splinter of doubt in my mind. I'm like, but what if it wasn't? What if that key fob question was indicative of a larger issue? You know what? I'll just ask. I tell him, I assume the car thing got sorted out. A couple minutes go by. And he says, I'm conflicted. Ricky mentioned not adding a negative while you're on vacation so you can focus on relaxing, but now you're asking directly. Joe, this would be, if it was a joke, a absolutely hilarious response. Just be like, yeah, we didn't want to tell you that your car got turned into a cube so you wouldn't stress, but I guess I gotta tell you now. Haha, no, just kidding, it's fine. I was really hoping that the haha, I'm kidding, it's fine was coming. Turns out, they couldn't start the car at all. It just couldn't happen. The key fob's battery was dead, so even though they were able to get into the car with the key, the car was not able to recognize that an authorized key fob was nearby. So the car could not start and would not move. However, as bad as this is, I think the worst part is that Ricky texted Kevin asking about the keys so that he could move the car 14 minutes after I received a ticket.
It's like, yeah, okay, like, yes, you got the ticket, but we also wasted a lot of time.
It's like two things. One, we did a bumbling boob act where we Abbott and Costello'd with this little key fob trying to figure out how to make the car work. But don't worry, you would have gotten the ticket if everything went right. Turned out it wasn't that much money. I was like, fuck, this is going to be like $200. It's like $50. Not good, but...
They build up. If you become a frequent customer, they're going to start hurting. But
yeah,
that doesn't seem like that'll be the case.
Yeah, I would pay $50 for this anecdote. So that's a deal.
I think that's a good ending.
Yeah, folks, this is all the time we have for Anime Sickos. We'll see you next time. I've been Tom, an Anime Sicko.
I've been Joe, an Anime Sicko.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Anime Sickos. I've been Tom, a sicko. You can follow me on Twitter at TomHarrison19. Joe is also a sicko. You can follow him on Twitter at ShariaUncle. You can follow Anime Sickos on Twitter at Anime Sickos, or email us at animesickos@gmail.com. Please leave us a review or something. I don't know. Tell a friend. Anyway, until next time, bye.